Hello everybody, how you doing today? Superfiend here. Welcome back to Whacky World. It is, of course, Planet Coaster. Been a little while since we've hopped in here and done a video. I have hopped in and done some work on the park in between now and the last video or live stream, whichever was the last thing I did. I think it was a video with this stuff over here, which just turned out absolutely lovely. I love the way this looks. Let's look at this for a sec. Oh, it's so neat. I really love that work. Speaking of this little area over here, like all of this is pretty much done except for a few little doodads like right in here. I don't know what I'm going to do with these planters, these two empty ones. I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate them. There is another empty slot right here. If we go ahead and like, if we just lift this up, you can see that there's some stuff there. And what I'd like to do at some point, although I don't know, if I could make some like decent looking in-game posters to advertise the rides and stuff that I made, like I would want to put them right here on each side of these little walls, and I think that would be neat. But that's kind of like a far out item, making that kind of stuff for the rides and things that I've made in the game. I was also going through here and looking at some of the other stuff in this area. This is like, these walls are really plain. I'd like to kind of hang some more stuff on them. I don't really like how this sticks out right here. I don't feel like doing anything with it right now, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Maybe we will. And then as we pop in here and we look at stuff, I noticed that like I didn't finish this. So let's go ahead. Let's work on that right now. Let's just get that done. The rest of the, I don't know, the little trim here along the sidewalk, whatever you want to call it. So we'll go ahead and we'll just duplicate these and we'll move them down this way. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pause it so that I'm not competing with all the in-game sound effects. And you guys can just listen to the wonderful, wonderful sounds that is my voice. Yes. Speaking of which, that kind of stuff, I've made a few changes to my mic setup and stuff. I didn't feel as if I was getting as good of audio quality out of it as I should. I think now it's a little bit better than it was. Although I don't know, like it's one of those things that you kind of always come back to and like fiddle around with a little bit. Oh, I didn't get that straight at all over here. So no. Okay, come on. Yeah, we need to move it this way a little bit more. And then I do have some pretty nifty stuff to show you. So don't like watch just 2 minutes of the video and then pop out. I do have some stuff to show you. I want to show you what I have been working on in between now and the last one. It's not anything like super magnificent, but it is some more of that like busy work type stuff that honestly is kind of hard to come in and force yourself to do every now and then. It's kind of like shaving if you got nowhere important to go. Like why do it? But then you feel better when you don't have the itchy whiskers all over your face. And if you don't have the issue of itchy whiskers growing all over your face, then I don't know. I can't think of anything more appropriate. You have to fill in your own analogy. Anyways, let's see. I think we could get rid of that one right there. And this one on the end. I think that works. Okay, so let's switch it to this camera. Okay, so that's pretty nifty, right? I think that looks a little bit better to finish that up. And you know, we could even throw a few rocks or something in over here. So let's make them part of the stalagmites. Again, remember, stalagmites might someday grow up to reach the stalactites that hold tight to the ceiling. See, that's how you can remember the difference between stalactites and stalagmites. And the only reason I know that is because my kids used to watch a lot of Little Einsteins. They don't watch it as much as they used to. But thanks, Little Einsteins, for teaching me the difference between the two. I always like wondered. And then amazingly enough, I never bothered to look, which is kind of surprising given that we live in the information technology age. We have literally the world is at our fingertips in terms of information. And quite often we don't use it for that, but that's a whole other topic, right? That's a whole other topic. Let's see. I just kind of want to... Yeah, so we'll do a little bit of this. Just put some of these rocks in here and break this up a little bit. Maybe move it like that way. Go up. Go over. Let's switch to like another rock. Yeah, see, okay. Now, what exactly is this one doing? It's kind of hard to tell. What is it doing in here between these? Green is down. Where's the other, like, really good little rock? Yeah, like one of these ones is pretty nice. Okay, one of these ones is nice. I know, this is so exciting. We'll get to something a little bit more interesting in just a minute. I just want to get this area filled in so I don't have to come back to it. I want to be done with it. And one more thing we could do in here. You really probably wouldn't get a whole lot, but, we could do like a little itsy bitsy bit of vegetation. Where's our MVP here? The Scaevola. Yeah, this one. So, like, if we could get this just like that. Like, just the tiniest bit of vegetation here now, and then it's poking out against the little pillars, so you, like, tilt it in this way a little bit, and then, like, do this. And then do like that. And then we just got to fix that one little branch right there. No. Planet Coaster, what are you doing? Getting all crazy on me. Okay, so we just do something simple like that. Never mind that it is going through the rock. It just kind of looks like it's going over the top of it. That's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and duplicate. You know what? I'm happy where it landed right there. No further effort needed on that one. We'll just leave it right where it landed. Come down this way. I don't really know if any vegetation would grow like way in here. But just having it, like see how much better it looks with just those little itty bitty plants in there. And then one more thing that would look nice, but I don't think it's going to let us do it because we're already so close to the paths. Oh, that was terrible. I don't want to do that. Oh, talk about quality of life changes. Why can't the default be sampled? Like, if I was a programmer on this game, even if it wasn't like a sanctioned change, I would just go in and make the default sampled. And be like, you know what? I've had enough of this thing changing the terrain texture on me when I go in and initially use it. What is going on with you? Look at this guy. He's like, oh my god, it's a rock. He's so excited for it. He's really happy for Foxy over here. And dude, what a pervert. He's staring right at her her badonkadonk over there. Anyways, let's unpause, get things going again, get that guy out of his perverted pose and let him move on with his life, whatever it happens to be. Nope, it wasn't Foxy. He was still stuck on this. That's what he cared about. He really liked it. I take it back, dude. You're not a sick man. You just like rocks. You must be a geologist. Okay, here we go. Let's take some of these and just like put them along the outside out here. Okay, let's do that. And let's come on, let's turn it. Yes, very good. I don't really want these out here. Like, this is not the overall look and feel I wanted for the building, but this is just the easiest way to fix what's going on down here with the curb. I'm gonna pause it again because I feel like I'm competing with all the sound effects and whatever. And that's not what I want to do today. I don't want to compete with these people. I just want to get some simple stuff done. Okay, so we'll do like that. And then can we push them in? Nah, see, we can't even push them in that far. Okay, so we'll go to there. These ones, though, I think we could take those ones and turn them. And we still have the nice soundtrack to listen to, right? One of the other things I did, since I think my microphone is coming in a lot louder than it was, is I kind of increased the in-game or the game volume and sounds. So like those things are going to be a little bit louder maybe than you're used to in my videos. Let me know if it's like too loud or not, but I think the game music right now should be fine. It's more the sound effects and stuff that are a big concern when they're all going. Okay, let's see if we can get a nice line here on these. So like right about there, and then I think this one on the end we could probably get rid of. Oh, it's not going to work if we do it that way. Such relaxing music. I really do enjoy the soundtrack for this game. They did a good job. Okay, you know what? I don't I'm not particularly fond of it, but I do like the way it kind of continues all of this, and I like the way it fixes what was going on over here. And then, like, if we're going to do it over here, then we kind of have to continue it all the way down. And it's just the easiest way to fix that. And honestly, you know, you zoom out and you just look at how much stuff is going on over here. You know, the fact that they're not, like, super ideal. Again, remember, I talked about this, like, ages ago when we were designing this stuff in here. You are your own worst critic. And you know all the things about your park that you hate. Although, to be honest, a lot of the things that I was working on in this park that I wasn't so sure on, I've, like, by now, because it's been so long, I've forgotten most of them, so it doesn't even matter. Like, I noticed a big problem over here with this bridge that needs to be fixed, and I'm not going to show it to you. I'm not going to show it to you. But, like, from way back here, you don't notice it. So it's like, yeah, you know, you don't need to stress yourself out over it. So anyways, I do want to come back over here because I just want to call attention to a couple things. Okay, so what do we have left to do over here? We have this planner, that planner. The rest of this stuff, like, I'm pretty happy with just leaving it where it is. We could do better up here with kind of like the rough transition and the hard edge on this. And we could do a little bit better over here maybe. But you know what? At some point, you just got to kind of call it done and take a step back and stop working on it. The one thing that we do need to work on over here, though, is this little bit right here. And we're gonna continue using these. So let's just do that really quick. Let's get some of that done. Yeah, okay, we'll just use those ones just how they are. They're pretty close to just fitting here, just like that. Look at how lucky we got. We don't always get that lucky. Let's duplicate again. Let's just, like, do this. I'm really just going for low effort, low hanging fruit right here. Finishing up a couple things in here that I noticed needed to be done. And then we'll hop over and I'll show you some of the other stuff I did that's just a little bit more interesting. And I think a lot more fun to look at. So I would like to get these set next to each other. Kind of nice. Okay, we'll go in. We'll clean that up a little bit. Some of these... No, I don't need that one back there. Okay, let's just kind of turn it. Bring them over here. Yeah, very good. All right, I suppose that's pretty good. And then maybe these ones. Let's see. Yeah, I need to turn it this way a little bit. You know, I kind of like the fact that these are all crooked and screwy and don't follow the path so well. I kind of like it. It's kind of appealing to me just a little bit. Although I think we'll maybe clean up that one. Nah, we won't clean it up. Let's go ahead and just grab these three. Bring them this way. Turn them like so. Turn them a little bit more. Bring them back. Okay, then we drop in here and let's look at the mess we've made. let's admire our mess. This is like when your cat walks into the middle of the living room and takes a big crap and then stares at it. You know, I've had cats do that. And then they look at you like, "What?" And you're like, "Well, I got a whole box and a whole room dedicated for you to go do that kind of stuff, and you're doing it right here in the living room. Why would you do that?" I got a real funny story one day about when the cat took a crap behind the TV when we were growing up. It was pretty funny. I'll share it another time. But and I don't have any cats right now. I haven't had any cats in a long time. I haven't had any pets in a while. We have a bearded dragon lizard, and that's the last animal I'm ever getting for as long as I live. I'm never getting another cat, another dog. I'm not getting another gerbil, small mammals. No, I'm just having the one freaking lizard. And if my kids want like a dog or something when they get bigger, they can get it when they move out. That's all there is to it. I'm not getting any more animals. I've had it with the animals. I like animals, but you know what? Just too many bad experiences with the animals. You know, it's just too many bad memories with the animals. As much as I enjoy the animals, too many instances of, oh, it's sick and we can't take care of it, so we're gonna have to put it down, or there's like some weird circumstance going on, so now we need to rehome this animal. It's like I've gone through all that stuff so many times in my life. Most of it was growing up. When I moved out on my own with my wife, all the animals that we got, it was like, okay, we're not getting rid of these animals. These are the family pets. They're staying with us forever. And then, then one of them got sick, and my wife's like, no, we're not spending that much on a cat. So that's it. If we can't take care of it properly, I'm not getting any more freaking animals. I've had it with them. No more animals for as long as I live. We'll have the lizard, and then one day the lizard will die, probably when my kids go to college in like 15 years. And then I'll get another lizard, and that'll be it. And the lizard's nice and easy. It takes up a small space in the room, or in the room that it's in. You don't have to worry about it like running out the back door, getting eaten by a coyote. Can't tell you how many cats growing up we had just totally disappeared, and then you like find pieces of them in the hills behind your house. Oh yeah, lovely stuff. Why am I talking about this? I don't even know. Anyways, so let's get back on task here. Let's stop talking about the animals, right? Let's focus on Planet Coaster. So this is almost done. I'd like to get this tree in here without it poking through over there. Yeah, very good. Yeah, get this one in there. Get that one in there. I like that. That looks nice. It's a shame that we have to use an entire tree just to get that little bit poking out there. Let's unpause it and see if it like waves around a little bit. Yeah, it looks neat. Okay, so that looks better over here now. I like that. Oh, but good grief. Now we need to kind of come through and go do this. But you know what? I think I'll do that on my own time. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it. We're just going to get it done so I don't have to come back here with this stuff. We'll just select all that. We're going to duplicate. We're going to go over this way. Okay. I want to show everybody all the cool stuff that I did over elsewhere in the park, but I don't want to leave this like unfinished. Oh, these are facing the wrong way. Let's turn them around. Now they're curved the wrong way. now they're first they're facing the wrong way. Now they're curved the wrong way. Let's see if we can straighten this stuff out. Figuratively and literally. Okay, I think that's a pretty decent spot for most of that. Okay, good. Let's duplicate down here. It doesn't line up with the path quite perfectly, but at the same time, it doesn't matter because the people are not hugging that right edge of the path. Probably because there's nothing interesting for them over there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove that one for... No, I'm going to put it back. And this will just be something that gets cleaned up later. I think we can lower these, though. Like, I don't think they need to be quite that high. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And then let's come over here. No, I lied. Let's take this one and that one. Let's turn them. Get them like that. We'll take this one, we'll turn it, we'll get it kind of lined up with those other two, and then just kind of push it back. And then you know what? We'll just do it one at a time. This is the Planet Coaster way. There's no simple way to line any of your paths or walkways with custom scenery. It's like, if you're smart and you make your paths pretty much like straight, it becomes really easy. But if you want to be creative and have things look a little bit more organic and like the way a real park would look, you end up with all these curved paths and stuff. And then you have to go in and you have to like fidget with this stuff manually. And it is just really tedious, busy work. I wish there was a nice way to like automate some of that, but I don't think we'll ever get it. Maybe in Planet Coaster 2, if there's ever a sequel. Maybe they'll do some of that, some stuff kind of like that. You know what? We're going to have to come in here and do something with this stuff too, because this looks hideous. I'm not going to do that today. But now that I've seen it, it's on my radar. And we'll make some of those like a little bit taller, but then they'll just kind of like go down real low and they'll come around here. And it's so low over here that really we don't have to do anything except maybe add like a little post sticking up. For now, I'm going to leave it like that because I don't know if this railing is going to stay or if it's going to go. And if we come over here and we look at what happens, well, we can get rid of that one little piece, but then it removes this section and that section there. When you start building path plazas and stuff like this, like look right here, this center ends up being this corner, this corner, and then like a whole segment of this. So you get like really odd joins between all the different paths and whatnot. So I don't know if I'm going to go in and remove the railing over here, because then it'll take it off of this. It just depends on what we're going to put in over here. My inclination would be to just put like a wood post right there, fill this in kind of with some rocks in the way that is over there, and then maybe put some sort of building right here, or maybe like a little stage or something. I don't know, where like a performer would stand, you know, one of the entertainers, with maybe like a park employee as an escort, and then they stand and they like people line up, and you can meet like Roxy Coffee or whatever her name is, something like that. Maybe we'll do something like that. So let me show you the other stuff I've done, right? And then we'll just tie this off here. So once upon a time, this for many ages has just been the green grass, all painted in green and no plants. So I went and I filled this stuff in, and it looks like it looks a lot nicer. I didn't really know like where I was going with it, so I just kind of scattered stuff about, and then I did some painting down here, and I think it looks pretty natural. I tried to kind of make it a little bit like with the sand or gravel dirt, because we are kind of by the water, although it is more over there. But then in the areas where I have the bushes, I kind of made it a little bit more green directly under the bushes. And overall, I like the effect. And we kind of did the same thing over here, wherever the bushes are, it's a little bit more grassy or green. And then I kind of used the sand and gravel to kind of paint in what would be the natural walkways leading up to these steps that go up to the garrison. And then, of course, this whole thing is behind the railing here. In an ideal world, what we would probably do is stop the railing like right here and connect it up with the rampart, or whatever the heck this thing is, the base of this tower. And we would do the same thing on this side. And then that would give us the freedom to decorate the outside however we want. Now, speaking of outside here, if we look at this area where I kind of built like a little bit of a backstage, like test area, and this whole terrain feature right here, it used to be enormous. It used to come like way out to here. It used to be really, really, really tall. Like from over here, you couldn't see any of that scenery back there. Okay, you couldn't see any of it. So I've chopped it down pretty low, so you can now kind of see all that stuff over there. And I've also gone in and painted the terrain. It took a while to do this, but I've painted it so that it's mostly flat. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be coming in here at some point, and we're going to put some like wood fence or wood panels back here, as if that, you know, as if this terrain is like, I don't know, that whatever the fake stuff is they use to do terrain, like whatever the Matterhorn is made out of. But on the back side here, where the backstage is, it's just kind of like the wood with maybe some support beams holding it up. And then on the other side, of course, it looks all rocky and whatever. And this is not going to be completely flat. Like I'll put some bumps and stuff in here, but I just kind of flattened it out for now. And then I went in and I painted everything with some jungle paint textures, and did some rocks, and I did a little bit over here. And I'll go in and I'll add some more foliage and whatnot. I'm not quite sure what I want to do in here with this stuff. I kind of like the paths the way they are. Maybe we'll add some stuff over there. I don't know. If we turn our attention over here, I've made some changes to the small buildings that were over here. So there used to be like, I don't know, 5 or 6 buildings in here, kind of like in a little row, or in a couple rows. And I didn't like it. It just looked too crowded. And so what I did is I just rearranged them to be like this little semicircle right here, this little, I don't know, half moon or something. And then, of course, we still have the gigantic governor's mansion is right here. And these two are really bumped up against each other. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do, oh, there's a little spot back here where you can see the grass. What I'm thinking I'll do is I'll just build like a fence wall right here, or like some sort of wall, so that like the guests wouldn't be able to get back there. And we'll do something similar with each of these buildings. We'll just put like a wall, and we'll do it over here too. And then we'll do it here, and we'll do it here. So what'll happen is that whole area then becomes like fenced in. The guests can't get behind it. And in the wall right here, we'll build like some doors or a gate. And then we'll have some sort of like tunnel or archway or something that leads like into the backstage area. So that's how those will be connected. That backstage area will then be connected to this whole pirate area through that. And then I'd also eventually, I'm not going to do it anytime soon, I don't think, but I'd like to kind of do the same thing maybe over here. Like we might end up with some sort of backstage type deal over here where we would maybe have like access doors or something that go into the Lost Gardens roller coaster. So this like might get flattened out much the same way that that is over there. And then we might have a backstage area that goes in through here. Of course, all this stuff is going to have to move for that to happen. That's always been the plan, is not for this to be this way. At some point, I'd like to build a resort back over there, and I don't know what's going to happen with all of these different things. But we'll find out as we get there. And then over here, if we go higher up, I've built the pathways, sort of, that connect this corner of the pirate area to whatever is going to be over here for this part of the park. I don't know like how far back I'm going to build this main area. Like, it's already pretty big. You know, if I were to just fill this kind of stuff in, you know, then we connect it back over here. I mean, that is already a very big area of park. I'm not quite sure, like, what's going to go where in here. And I don't think I want very heavy, like, roller coasters in here. I think I'm going to focus more on flat rides and make it a little bit more kid-friendly. But we'll see. We'll see as we get around to that. And then, so on this side here, I did a bunch more work over here. I went ahead, I took this thing, just this little piece right here. That's the same thing that we used over here. That's why I built it, was so I could do this stuff. So that's the little tower thing that's right here with the scorpion tail. I took that, I duplicated it a few times, and then I filled this in much the same way that that stuff is built way over there where my cursor is right now at Hidden Temple. So now we have that kind of going on over here. And I'm gonna still build in a little bit more down here underneath and kind of fill this in a little bit. And then we'll put some brush and foliage around it. And then this, we got this neat little walkway, and it's kind of all caved in with the rocks and stuff, and that's the way I want it to look. But we got this cool little walkway that comes down here. Now the guests are not going to walk up here. This is not going to be accessible to the guests. This is completely atmospheric or for the scenery in general. But so anyway, so like I'll have some fence that goes around here to keep them out of that. Maybe like the fence will go to here and then hook up with this thing. And then, you know, this is just some extra decoration. And then, of course, we'll put foliage and other stuff in here. And we've got these like fake temple steps that kind of go up through here. And the idea is that it's like the ground is like falling in over the top of it. And you can see I've got the terrain is going through the steps, and then I painted them. Or I painted the terrain with like the rock texture and a little bit of this texture so that it looks like it's just loose gravel that's spilled in and accumulated on the steps. And I really do like the way it looks overall. And of course that connects up over to here, which is kind of neat because then when you're in line over here, you know, you got some other stuff to look at that I think looks kind of neat. And then looking at the terrain down here, I kind of like to do something with this, but I don't know that I will. And then if we just come over and we look at the way this looks over here, so this is like where the guests would go back to that other area. I still have some of the steps right here. I might do something over here with steps as if there was another way up there. I don't know if I will, but pretty much this whole, like all this loose crap over here, all this loose scenery, that needs to go. You know, I'll fling it over there or something. And then if we come over here and we look at stuff, I cleaned this up a little bit. I worked on that kind of on a live stream. So I kind of continued this fence and cleaned it up. I did a little bit of work over here to clean up some stuff. And then I've taken the fence that's over by the playground. So I've taken this theme over here by Sharkbait. And I used it over here because I needed some way to make the path like look nice over here with the railing turned off, and I thought that this would be a good way to continue our theming from over there and tie in some of that consistency. You remember I talked about that when I was building the playground. If you watch those episodes, is the way you can kind of get all your scenery and stuff tied in and looking cohesive is to repeat elements. So like in here, these roofs are repeated 3 times, so that kind of like ties all of this stuff together. And then I do it a lot with the lights, so like we have the same lighting over here And then I don't think I put any lights on these yet, but when I do, I'll go and I'll add some of those lights there. And so it's going to help kind of, connect this area here to that area over there, and it makes it all just look cohesive. And then we'll add those same lights in over here when I add the lighting. Now that I think about it, I totally forgot while I was building it. So it's good that I was talking about it because I found something else I have to go and do. But so anyway, so this fence is going to continue all the way around here, and we'll leave an opening for this. I do want to go back and revisit this queue. Like if you can see this person's floating in the ground, it looks really stupid. But then we're going to wrap this. This fence is going to kind of come all the way around this way, I think up to the bridge. And then we'll just fill in some foliage and rocks and maybe some plants and stuff like in here. Maybe we'll add a little bit of brush and foliage around some of this stuff to make it look like it's a little bit overgrown. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that because if this were a real park, I imagine park maintenance would come in and keep it pretty clean and you wouldn't get a whole bunch of stuff growing in here. But then again, it's like it's a bunch of stone scenery. If it's anything like your driveway, you're going to get crap growing out of the cracks. So I don't know. But anyways, that's pretty much all the big changes. This thing over here has not changed since the live stream. I am going to wait until I'm live streaming again to work on that. And I don't know when that's going to be. I'd hope to do it this weekend, but just too much happened this week, and I've been too tired and too busy. So that's all there is to it. Let's go ahead. This just broke down, so let's schedule a refurbishment. Let's schedule a refurbishment. And I think that's pretty much everything there is to show. When I come back, I'll probably have done some of the lighting over here. I'll probably have finished the fence. Maybe I'll do like one side with foliage, one side without, and let you guys decide, all of you that follow the series. Maybe I'll clean up this, like get this stuff over somewhere else and just add some foliage and things back here. That will pretty much tie that up. I'm going to hold off on this, and I might do the fencing in here. And then maybe I'll try to do something with this in an actual episode or something. Build like a little platform here where one of the stage entertainers, what are they called? If we go to the staff and we go to the entertainers, no, these people. Some sort of platform where they would come and stand here. The kids would line up and, I don't know, play games or something like that. And then this area back here, it's never sat well with me. I don't like the way these buildings look at all. I really kind of wanted to go for like shops that were beach huts with straw roofs. But the only like beach straw that we have in the game has all this other stuff attached below it. And I absolutely hate it. So before I move on out of this whole area in Whacky World, I am going to be redoing this corner back here because it absolutely sucks right now. Oh, one last thing that I did. If we go to the park overview, we look at the tickets, we can see that I've capped it at 4,000 guests. That seems to help with the lag. Although the park is now losing a lot of money and some of the shop vendors are quitting because there's not enough guests to keep them as busy as they need to be kept busy to be happy. But when as I finish this stuff up, we'll worry about that stuff later. So I think that's where we're going to leave this one. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the new scenery additions and all that stuff. Comments and thumbs up are always welcome. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that you guys spend your time looking at the stuff I make in this game. Check out some other stuff on our channel, see if it interests you, and we'll see you next time. You have a good afternoon. Take care.